welcome. We
How's it
are
now?
going live right now. We are live.
Oh, welcome to Knotfest Wrestling, everybody.
Oh yeah,
It's always been called that.
Yeah.
Always
since
has
day
been.
one.
It's
Moon Man
Indeed.
meme.
This is what we call a D brand.
Yeah.
We're debranding.
Going to the source.
Debranding.
Yeah.
What is it
Damn, that was loud as fuck. What's up,
Yeah,
guys?
probably.
Extremely loud.
It's Monday. How's it going?
I'm well. How are you guys?
So
Doing
good.
great. I'm going to plug my other show right now. I'm going to plug 2 Minutes to Late Night. We just put out a Smiths cover. Fuck Morrissey, Yay Johnny Marr, with My Chemical Romance, Thursday, David Wayne, and Pup. David Wayne.
That's
Yeah,
so impressive.
I popped hard for David Wayne, man. I don't know how you
Dude,
did
David
that.
Wayne playing shreds.
Man.
You love to see it.
Does he
I
It
shred?
must be so exciting getting these together.
I mean, here's the thing. I'm excited at the inception, and then when I actually have to gather everything, that's why I just showed up and we're live.
Yeah.
Because I've been all day gathering stuff. But this is a show where we talk about wrestling. We don't need to talk about David Wayne here.
That's
Unless
right.
David Wayne watches wrestling and I don't know about it. But today, I think the first topic we got to talk about is there's a bunch of shit that what just happened is Ric Flair's last match was just seconds before we
ago.
went live. Just announced. It's Ric Flair and Andrade
And his baby boy.
and his baby boy Andrade, his
It's a little
blood
baby
son,
boy.
his beautiful son. Don't talk to him. Jeff Jarrett is not allowed to talk to him or his son ever again. Jeff Jarrett's the opponent with Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett's wife.
Jay Lethal was like the no-brainer. It was like, okay, that's
It
gonna
just
be the
made
case.
sense
Yeah.
from over time, the relationship, the promos, the woo-offs. Like we kind
Yeah.
of saw that one coming, but I think a lot of people are a little peeved that it's going to be 4 people in that ring rather than just a one-on-one for a final goodbye, a final match.
Thank God it's 4, right?
Oh, I mean, for everybody's part, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. More people, honestly. If it was a battle royal, I'd
Oh
feel
my
way better.
God, that'd be sick. And he could just sit in the corner for like 28 minutes or something.
Just woo the entire time. That's just a couple of jobs.
Yeah. Get
Let
chopped, chop, get chopped,
Oh.
woo, sit down for 28 minutes.
I want a Drew Carey exit. You know what I'm saying? He gets scared. He sees Luchasaurus and he can't believe he's so old he can't believe it's a dinosaur, and he hops over the rope and he's out.
Gazina Gazada, that's
I'm
what you want?
watching. Mm-hmm.
I'm into that, but we're getting a tag match instead. It would be so sick if he's just doing fucking planchas and like Sasuke specials and shit. With if him and Jay have just been practicing the most insane.
Can you
things.
imagine? Do you think, as much as it would be lovely for that to happen, do you think that they're gonna actually pull out the stops here and deliver something? You don't.
I mean, they just don't. They don't need to. I'm sure he would like to leave with a hip that works at least once.
We might be treated to a suplex, and that I will be amazed.
Dude, he's taking
Oh,
bumps.
regular.
He's taking bumps in those training videos.
I'm curious how hardcore it might get. I mean, I'm intrigued by that. I would love to actually see something happen where you have one of those oh shit moments. Like, did he really just do that and walk away from it?
There's got to be one.
I don't know. I think there would have to be. I'm just hoping that's not something that's like overly gimmicked or obvious or with the help of somebody else. Like to have that one singular Flair is a badass moment still at this age, like that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
Do we have to watch this now? Are we?
I think so.
Do we have to?
I feel
It's
like
either
we
going to
got
be
to.
a great match or a great laugh, so it's kind of a win-win.
What's the date? Do you guys have it on hand? Did you send it in the thing?
I'm not
gonna
sure
look
when
it
this
up.
is happening.
When is this happening? It's going down. They did not put the date on the match card.
All right.
That's awesome promotion right
Awesome.
there. That's phenomenal. I'm going to try to find it too.
Jim Crockett Productions last match.
That's crazy. Like,
Nothing.
how is I figured WCW owned the Jim Crockett name, And
Here we
then,
go.
And then WWF bought WCW. So how is Jim Crockett still in the conversation here?
So Ric Flair will compete in his final match on July 31st.
Dude, this is that in 2 weeks.
Yeah, it sounded
Yeah,
fury. I won't be
they're
home.
Really.
I'll watch on my phone
Interesting.
in the green room.
You'll watch on your phone.
Is that the fest?
Yeah, that's the night we're playing too. So it's like I can't. I'll
Watch
be, but I'll
from the
see.
throne.
Trust. Oh yeah, I'll be on stage watching between.
What
songs.
the fuck?
Yeah.
You'll be seeing all the good little replays and gifs going out of everything.
That's
sure.
all you need, you know. But I'll
Really?
watch. I want to watch the whole show. There's a bunch of cool matches that night, so you might as well.
Yeah,
Right.
man. That's so. Yeah, that's completely insane.
It ain't gonna get crazier than that on the show
I-
today.
I just can't believe it, man. These old guys. There's also like an art. There's an interview with Goldberg posted about him and his like WWE run. He's like, yeah, I guess I got like one more, but like whatever. Essentially he's like, if they pay me, I'll keep doing it.
I mean, who wouldn't?
That was what I was about to say. If you're not quite broken yet, who's not going to say yes to that paycheck? It's just
The man gets to go eat fucking surf and turf with a crown prince for a night, and then wrestle for 4.5 minutes, and gets like what, $5 million, and then does 2 more matches, headlines the second biggest pay-per-view of the year or something. Easy money.
Yeah. It was also really funny because I hope that people like read the interview and like are now gonna like direct their anger at like the proper person, because I'm Jewish. I have to like Goldberg. Like it's Goldberg and MJF. That's it.
It's
That's
a
all we got
genetic,
out there.
genetic, legal, contractual obligation, and I understand.
I don't have a choice.
I get it.
But like he talked about the Fiend match, because that's like the big, like, people were like, ugh, enough of this. And he was like, dude, I thought I was losing until I landed. I'm not pushing to beat a guy. Are you see? I would have never.
Well,
and they're like, they told him.
People argue that that's like the worst creative misstep of that situation. But the Fiend being the champion in the first place was like an unbookable, outable situation. So having Goldberg do it in this way, where in the story the Fiend is like, I wanted him to do it, was kind of the like like made sense more than just a guy actually beating him. I don't know. This is old. This is old news at this point. But
it is old. I can't. I do not care.
Yeah.
I could not care less. I just do think it's like people are like, Goldberg, and they're like, what do you want from me? I didn't know I was winning until I landed in the country that I'm Jewish. I'm probably not supposed to be there anyway. Like,
that's one thing too in wrestling that I always find so interesting when it comes to fans and the actual wrestlers, is how mad they get at the wrestlers themselves as if they're the ones that booked the finish of all of this.
That's so silly.
I see it. It's so silly, and I see it every single week, where it can even be someone who's the happiest, most charming wrestler ever, and they're just getting buried because the fans just didn't want the outcome. Like, this is so ridiculous. So I think like that's so mirrored with that story too.
I mean, you got to look at this. Look at this show. You know, this is a triangle of bag chasers here. Okay, who are we to say, Goldberg, stop doing what you're doing? You know?
No, by all means.
I respect it.
1000%. The man is like, hey, my son was like not alive when I was doing this, and now he thinks it's cool. So I get to make him excited and make like $15 million in 3 years. So
I already feel too old to be doing what I do. Like when I jump off like a drum set playing guitar, my knees hurt.
Yeah.
It's a sign that I probably should stop doing that, but I can't. I gotta pay.
I have to
hop off the drum riser. That pays the rent,
dude. I physically have to like exert. I have to make a noise to stand up. You know?
Yeah.
I'm in pretty good shape. Like I'm doing stuff every day, but still it's like every time I have one.
I'm in that same boat. It's really sad. I look back and I think I'm 27. Why is this happening to me? And then I imagine doing this stuff at their ages. And I'm like, hell no, that's insane.
They should be screaming when they stand.
You're still pretty like you're like 3 years away from like making eating sounds when you put on your seatbelt. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like,
I do. I mean, I'm doing that now. I'm at the age now where when I take a bite of a hot dog, I like moan. You know, like that's where I'm at in my life. Just like like I can't, and it's involuntary. You know,
it's a part of it.
You painted a perfect picture right there. That was great.
You know, I am who I am.
Well done.
I know.
Well, speaking of upsets, we gotta talk about the thumbnail.
That's a great segue.
A good transition.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's why we get the bag, baby. Yeah. But we're gonna talk about the thumbnail right now. The biggest upset title wins. This is spawned from Swerve and Keith Lee winning the tag belts last week. Literally, no one saw that coming. If someone says that they were like, "I knew it," they're lying. That person's a liar. Don't talk to them anymore.
Don't trust them.
Out of your lives.
It was intentionally that the road was paved with suffering and depravity. We were looking at that thinking like, oh my God, these guys are going to be the reason this match implodes. There's no clean finish. One of them's going to leave. Even in the match, they're doing the fucking "I'm gonna get you" spots.
Yeah.
And they still pull it together, which is like, in wrestling world, it's supposed to be a testament to how great they are together, I guess. But for me, in the moment, I'm like, wow, these other teams must fucking suck. Then, as the biggest Starks and Hobbs guy, I'm like, I got to be like the third biggest on earth at this point, riding for these two guys.
Very humble.
Oh, right. Third biggest fan. You know, I'll give him that. I was crushed that they didn't win, but it felt crazy to be this genuinely surprised.
Yeah, I didn't see any of this coming. I think there are two main reasons that people are pretty livid. The biggest being just from a simple technical aspect, Swerve pinned a dude who was not a legal man, and therefore the count should not be valid whatsoever. So I think when people watched it back, so many articles depicted it like second by second, minute by minute, saying this is where he wasn't tagged and whatnot. And I think that's what really made people angry. However, of course, as we talked about on the show, people have such a emotional connection to wrestlers, and everyone was chanting FTR. They really wanted them to have those titles, and they weren't even in the running for it that night. So having that, putting it together with it kind of feeling like it was thrown together with the boys in terms of them even being a team, the fact that they haven't been there for long, and then the fact that it wasn't even the team that they wanted to win in the first place, like put that all together and you have a bomb going out to fans. And that's a lethal combination.
The response still seemed overly it was pretty positive from what I saw, other than the technicality stuff. But was Rick Knox the ref?
Who was roughing that match?
If it's not Aubrey, it's the
well, Knox is
it's Aubrey or the bald guy.
Knox is the PWG guy. So like, it's like whenever he's reffing, it's like, oh, come on, like what you didn't see that? Like he's notorious for those things. So if anything, you can blame him. But also in like wrestling story perspective, what goes is always the ref's ruling goes. So even if they miss something or fuck something up, it's like. They make the law, so you can argue that all day. But
I think, like, I love a multi-man match because I don't think that anyone looks weak. The second it's like three teams or whatever, it's like, all right, it's not normal scenario. Some people are gonna be surprised or whatever. I feel like Hobbs and Starks, you know, they don't. I don't think that they look weak in any of this. I think I love the concept of like making you think that a team is gonna break. We're put together to break up, just like a WWE story. And then guess what? Nope, they pull it together. They win the belts, and they're not gonna break up. They're just gonna be a team for which I love them together. I think that like dude, I think it's also like a testament to Swerve that he can make you think that he's going heel and then pull it back and get that kind of crowd. Like the live audience was like with him turning heel and then with him actually winning. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's good shit. And I feel like you're a big Keith Lee guy. We've talked about this. Alicia, you a big Keith Lee guy?
Okay, not as not as much as Jordan would be. For me, when it comes to wrestling, promo work is such a big part of why I get so invested in a wrestler, along with just like pure charisma and personality. And I just remember being at indie shows, and he's such a lovely human being. But in terms of character wise, I was just never something I connected with fully. Meanwhile, Swerve, like from the moment he came out to Shaka Khan, there's just this like essence to him when I'd see him at indie shows. And I always thought that he was stellar, but both can absolutely wrestle their asses off. So I was really happy in that regard when they came together, because even though it was kind of makeshift and didn't necessarily make like the most of sense coming out of a bit left field compared to a lot more storytelling before titles are given, I was like, man, they can put on a match together. So in that regard, I was like, all right, I'm cool with it.
Agreed.
Alicia, did you just say that Swerve used to come out to Shaka Khan?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it was a party every single time. He'd come out and he'd be like, even though it's a dance track, he would come out and be like super ethereal, and then everyone would come and clap in like, oh, it was a party every time he came out to the ring. I missed that. And that was one of the biggest, that's one of the biggest upsets, speaking to upsets, when he went from the indies and then was signed, because he didn't come out to any music. And when they tried to almost replicate the vibe, it just was not the same. And even I remember seeing him after he was let go, before appearing on AEW, he was like, man, I missed this song. So he did a couple of indie shows after he was let go that I saw on that. But you know, little ramble there, but it was a dope track to come out to.
Yeah, big time.
I was euphoric.
You were
the whole time, dude.
You lost control. You
I've
disappeared
never
there.
Seen this. I'm in another plane. I like died like I was in a Miyazaki movie, just floating into
beautiful,
like creating a deer god or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, I need Anthony Khan. I'm gonna need you to spend, like, even if it costs Final Countdown royalty money, I'm gonna need the Shaka Khan entrance on Wednesday. I'm gonna need. We all deserve it.
I feel like that's a pay-per-view review.
One day.
You got one day to pull it off, because now it's out. Now that I know, I'm not gonna leave you alone about it. And now I'll leave you alone about it. I don't tweet at nobody. But
day one, you're just gonna threaten him every time we do this show.
This is
Jordan Olds for Tony Khan. You have 2 days. You want to play a game?
You want to play a game?
All right. What's so anyways, you guys
do you have like do y'all have favorite like upset wins in the history of wrestling?
Oh my gosh, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. My number one's the Montreal Screwjob. This is hands down for me the biggest upset in wrestling history. I still feel bad for Brett this day. I just couldn't imagine being in your home country, being taken that much by surprise, to not only lose by a false submission where he didn't tap out at all. Fucking Earl, right? Every time we're all like, why do you have to do this?
Earl's the Rick Knox of whatever year that happened.
Yeah, and he swore he wouldn't do it.
And that's the issue too. I mean, that's the biggest thing I still can't wrap my head around. You had your bosses, your executives, your colleagues in the ring all saying like, now we got you. And then that goes down. No, I've watched way too many documentaries on that. So it's baffling to me.
See, because of all those things you just said.
Oh.
That's why Scott Hall went to his grave saying it's a work. Literally.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm not saying I agree.
I don't either. Yeah.
I'm not saying I agree, but
it is an upset victory.
Yeah.
It's an upset victory. Yeah. And a lot of people were upset. So yeah.
Were they ever?
Good job. Huh?
I said, were they ever? What's yours, Jordan?
Dude, mine is Eddie Guerrero beating Brock Lesnar at No Way Out that one year, because no one thought that Goldberg versus Brock at WrestleMania was not going to be for the title. No one saw that win coming.
Right.
And it had a lot of shenanigans, but like I also watched it at like knowing he was going to win because I just got sent it by a friend. I was so into that match, like midway through, I'm like, oh my God, I don't know if he could do it.
Yeah.
He might not make it. And I think for like upset victories that you want, that's like top of the list. That's the top of the list, I think, for everybody, right?
For you, perhaps.
Yeah, not
Okay.
my list, bud, but I understand every single thing you just
Okay, well,
said there and
baby
why.
face, like a baby face beating a guy,
No, I
like
completely
unexpectedly. All right, I don't know.
I get it.
Maybe. What do you?
Mine is Lex Luger beating Hulk Hogan for the world title on the 100th episode of WCW Nitro. 1 week.
get it. Okay.
I think it was a week before he had a match at a pay-per-view with him for the same belt.
Yep.
But because it was the 100th episode and he won some like a battle royale or some kind of number one contender match, he was allowed to have the match that Nitro. And who would watch that and think he was going to win? This is August 1997, right?
That is a really bizarre night to have a championship match of that caliber. You're right.
During
No,
the
no,
this is
not coming.
this is during the Sting build. Like this is 4 months before that Starrcade where the craziest thing in wrestling ever to happen
My
happened.
favorite thing.
Your
in
favorite thing
wrestling.
ever happened. 4 months before that, Luger beats him for the title on TV after his reign of terror.
Damn.
The fucking babyface locker room spills out. Everybody is in the ring holding up Lex. It's this beautiful triumphant moment. For me, that's the GOAT. It don't get no better than that.
I mean, that's insane.
Yes.
That's truly. I didn't even know about that. That is
Zero people it could have ever thought that was going to happen.
in the middle of the Sting build.
In the
What
middle of the Sting build, dude. Like that is
Okay.
It's like, okay, at some point Sting
I absolutely love how baffling this is to Jordan, but you're right.
because like the whole story is that okay, eventually
Confirmed.
Sting is gonna come out and he's gonna beat Hogan for the title. That's like why this is happening. And then 4 months before, it's just like, no,
Cut from underneath everybody.
we got to do something you won't expect,
Huh.
and finally give this guy
Of-
his moment.
Of all the, that's
When you see
something-
it, when you watch it, you will feel like Lex is the guy, because this match is fucking incredible too. It's like Hogan is performing as every guy he ever beat at WrestleMania. Like he's doing perfect, like old school heel working. And like the crowd is electric and they start to feel it because of the like 100th episode aspect. So when it finally happens, it is so beautiful. It's one of those moments.
That's the most similar. That vibe you're describing is the most similar to the vibe that happened on Wednesday. Because
Exactly.
everybody wants FTR is Sting.
FTR is Sting, but here's
That's
this.
a great comparison.
We're breaking news here. We're finding similarities every day.
Connection.
Yeah.
Well, moving on from this, we got this weekend the G1 started.
Did
Did you watch any G1? Are you all G1 people? Alicia, you G1 person?
Yeah, so over the years, I watched it like last year heavily, the year before. No, yeah, 2 years ago, I got really into it. New Japan Pro Wrestling came out of nowhere for me. I was one of those kids who grew up only watching WWE. And then I remember discovering the indies maybe 6 or 7 years ago thinking, holy shit, like there's more to this. This is crazy. And then New Japan and all of these international companies. And so when it came to the G1, I feel like it used to really stand out to me because the technical wrestling was always on spot. They had crazy spots. And I always felt like the promo work in New Japan hit so much more than watching the American stuff for some reason. It just felt more genuine and intense and character based. So I wasn't able to watch the matches that happened, I think 2 nights ago. I heard there was an insane Will Ospreay one, but which Ospreay match isn't off the charts? But there are a couple coming up with 2 dudes I love. both Jay White and Tom Lawler have some intense matches that I'm really hyped for, that are like first time ever. I mean, Okada's never gone against Lawler. That's going to be insane. I'm really excited for that. Just because both of them are technical. Lawler with the MMA background. He's such an incredible grappler. So I think that's going to be really
Good
fun.
for Tom, man. If it's about
Dude.
fucking
Yeah,
time,
right?
huh?
Oh, he's been working his
Tom.
ass off for so long.
Filthy Tom is
Filthy Tom
just
Lawler.
that's a character that I've wanted to pop for a long time. I literally did not know he was in the G1, so thank you.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I
No.
feel like each year the G1 does need that, because it's such a, in my eyes, the G1, it always feels like the most prestigious wrestling thing that happens every year. Like, it feels more prestigious than the Royal Rumble. The Rumble is like,
Because it's a month long Royal Rumble. It's insane.
Yeah.
Totally. But I feel like some years it's like it'll just be like, and the New Japan guys are wrestling.
Well,
and
it's just
it's like,
they
I
just
don't
can't
know.
they can't have it be Naito and Okada again. They did this for a decade with Tanahashi and Okada, and like the climate has changed in wrestling. There's a whole other demographic of people watching wrestling, and that's not what they want to see. They want to see the Zack Sabre Juniors get their shot, you know?
Totally.
They want to see a surprise like a Tom Lawler or something. They want to see a guy who's never gotten that, like that. That's the beauty of the Rumble, is you get those moments where
So
like
true.
the guy is finally made. So that,
Right.
I mean, that happening in the G1 is so rare. It was awesome when Kenny did it, because he was the first Gaijin to ever do it.
Mhm.
So give us those moments that shock us.
I think it's also the participants. You know, like the first year I at least tried to watch the majority of it was the Mox year, because it was Mox and Kenta coming back. It felt like the biggest thing that ever happened. I was like, oh my god, and Mox is coming out. He's got his Alice in Chains knockoff. He's got the shorts.
Yeah, I love the shorts.
Those
Sexy
those
shorts.
You'll be a fan. I think I'll be a fan of some of Lawler's shorts too. Then, because I remember you go off on the shorts.
He does. He's got some good fight shorts there.
I love a fight short. I also, dude, is there a better wrestling name than Filthy Tom? That's incredible. That's the best wrestling name of all time.
I wasn't ever crazy familiar with him until I really started to do promo work with him at MLW when he was signed there. He was so much fun. He was really off the cuff. One of the only like dudes where you just knew every single time you wouldn't have to retake, because whatever came out of his mouth, even if he stumbled, messed up, it was always funny. He could just pick up and make the promo even better because of it. And so when he started shining in the Super Cup, doing all of that stuff and the appearances, I thought, there's no way they cannot put him in the G1. He's just such a standout like star when it comes to that.
What you just described, where you're interviewing a guy and you know you don't have to retake because whatever he's gonna say is so good, is 90% of wrestling, of like why a person is good, you know?
Yeah.
So he's got the 90 down, and he's
sick,
a bad motherfucker, and can fight and can wrestle. Come on.
Yeah.
It's about time. Good job.
Absolutely.
Congrats, Filthy Tom.
Filthy Tom, take the briefcase or
take
whatever
the briefcase.
thing is.
The rules were last year. It was just the old belt. Like there's no what.
Yeah.
What is happening anymore? I don't know.
Yeah, you win a Daryl.
Yeah.
Daryl is the.
Now that's I'd be interested in that.
Dude, fucking love me some Daryl.
Hell yeah.
I need more. That like the silly business in New Japan, the fact that they are that serious and the wrestling is that good, but also you have a Yano and you have a Daryl bit. I'm like, I'm in.
Yano and Moxley.
It's just enough for me.
Yeah.
That's what I like. It's just enough for me. I do watch certain brands and I think, why are you shoving this down my throat? It's not even comedic. It's just, please, this makes me cringe. But when I watch their stuff, it's good fun. You feel like everyone's in on the joke. You all understand what you're watching.
Did you guys see the hot dog eating contest on Raw? a couple weeks ago?
No.
No, I'm really glad I
Colin
didn't.
is all it. Colin is championing the fucking hot dog. He's gonna bring it up forever.
I
like
couldn't believe it.
Under
I
10
know, every
underrated.
time.
I could not
segments.
believe it. I should have brought that up when we were talking about upset title wins. Because Akira Tozawa came out of nowhere and won the hot dog eating contest. Can you believe it?
Oh my god.
Who do we have to win the G1? What do we think?
Oh hell if I know.
How do
That's-
you predict that?
I don't know. There's so much talent in that whole like fuck.
Pick
I
one.
can't even.
Let's just throw it out there. Who do you think, like, not disregarding the actual New Japan booking, like, which guy do you think on their roster deserves to win the G1?
Ooh.
Even if they're not there right now, because I might not. I'm like, I don't know if this guy's there now that I'm thinking about it, but
I know. I'm also trying to think too if every person I'm seeing matches for actually qualifies to win the whole thing. Like I'm trying to remember the breakdowns
The
of
blocks
it all
or
too.
whatever, yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah, they have all the different blocks. Because for me to take the whole thing home, although he's already covered in gold, like Jay White for me has always been the man when it comes to New Japan. I just love watching him wrestle. He's flawless.
It honestly would be a curveball is to have the champ win the G1.
I think so, because you're always expecting either the underdog or someone who deserves an opportunity. But I mean, he's earned it too.
Yeah.
So why not give him it? I don't know. I think that could be kind of cool.
who won? So it would be what? Okada. Last year was Okada. The year before was that Kota? Kota was the year before.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that.
What the
that is
fuck
way-
happened there, huh?
Huh?
What happened there, huh?
Dude, Kota.
He was
That's
God.
all I ever want.
He was God. He was solidified forever in the annals of history. And now
A month.
it took 1 month
later,
later.
it
They're
was
like, "Hey,
done."
disregard everything we just said and did for you. It doesn't matter anymore."
We built this for 4 goddamn years.
But
All right,
never mind though.
Throw it out the window.
I'm going. I got 2. And I'm gonna say I want Kenta or I want ZSJ. Zack Sabre Jr. Give me one of those guys. Bring up one of these guys. They have been killing it. They kill it every G1 year. Dude, how has Kenta not had the belt? He beat up Naito after he won both belts. He held them both up, and they were like, nah, not Kenta. Evil for a little bit.
Zach was MVP last year, straight up. So
Straight up.
in terms of
He's
deserving
always
it,
fun.
I think it should be him or Ospreay, because Ospreay's just gonna have like when it comes down to who should win it and who will have an incredible Wrestle Kingdom worthy main event, it's probably Ospreay. Who do I think will win? Okada.
I think Jay White's got a good chance. I think Alicia's right. I think
I have a
who
weird
is
feeling.
most
I don't
right
know why.
is Alicia. She's correct. They fucking love Jay White.
It's Jay White or it's Okada, realistically here.
They like love Jay White is it's insane. Jay White is their Roman Reigns, even though he's a bad guy. Like people
That's
watching New Japan are like,
I see that.
Can you stop booking this guy? And they're like, no.
I think at this point they love him there now though.
He's just so good.
He's
I
so
can't,
fucking
like,
good.
Every promo I've watched of his, I'm just not either laughing because he's so cheeky and clever, or just thinking, damn, like he's actually intimidating. That's one thing I feel so lost in wrestling. Are all of these people cutting promos and like you don't scare me at all. Like you're not doing anything to evoke any kind of emotion. You know, when I watched this shit, especially on New Japan, like I kind of threw back to earlier, like it's convincing as hell, and I love that.
And then the bell rings, and he can do what he can do.
Oh, absolutely. I don't think I've ever seen him slip up ever, and I've watched him live multiple times over the years on TV, like ever. He's just so good.
Yeah.
He's
solid.
Yeah, you're correct. He's intimidating. He is nothing if not a cheeky bugger.
He's one of my favorite humans.
He's a stellar performer. Colin knows that the only thing that I'm not in on is he is a fake knife pervert. The knife thing, I'm like, this guy This guy is not a knife guy.
No.
I think he's like going with
Nobody
it.
in dude. Nobody in there is not one knife pervert in New Zealand. You know, if you come at a Kiwi with a knife, they're gonna be like, "Hey, what do you want about, man?"
It's if
What's that
anything,
for?
it's the Australian thing.
Yeah,
Their
they're
famous
sickos.
quote in America is, "That's not a knife.
Yeah.
This is a
That's
knife."
true.
It's if anything, it's cultural appropriation at that point. I would love him to be anything else besides a knife guy, because I'm like, you don't need this anymore. You are great.
Does the switchblade gimmick and name bother you too then, since it's kind of in
Yes.
line as
No,
yours?
dude, Switchblade is
Get
a
it out of
sick
there.
ass name. Switchblade. He's a
I
dependable
love that
tool.
name so much
you
for
know?
him.
Give it to a knife guy.
Now he'll
He's
pop
not
out
a
of
knife
nowhere and he'll get
guy.
you like a switchblade. I'm here. I'm a
He'll get
switchblade.
ya.
Yeah.
Dude, he literally comes out like dressed like a pirate most of the time. I'd be fine with a pirate.
No,
I
that's
don't give a
not
shit.
pirate. It's
You
a
please
Kiwi
never-
thing.
Oh, I'm gonna hit
It's
Jay up
pirate.
after this and be like, you know what your next gimmick should be? A pirate.
Pirate.
I didn't pick his jacket.
You know
He's
what?
wearing it.
You know what New Zealanders are famous for being? Pirates.
I don't give a fuck. It would be just as authentic as the knife thing. Like
Wow.
This
It's
really,
just the
really
knife.
bothers
He
me.
hates the knife thing.
No, I
Wow.
don't actually care.
He
He's great.
hates
I
the
love
knife.
him.
I love the name.
I don't like the
Switchblade.
knife thing. It's a dumb gimmick because he's so good that he literally just doesn't need it. He could just be Jay White and he
I get
would
that.
be
It just
like,
doesn't.
and his promos are incredible. He's sells me on everything. I'm like, he's building Forbidden Door
But
in 40 seconds.
when you're
and
a
then he
white
ends it
dude,
with-
a white dude that doesn't speak Japanese wrestling in Japan, you gotta have a thing, you know?
And one of their top stars, mind you, within that company.
Yes.
It's wild to me how much he kicks ass.
what was Kenny's gimmick in New Japan was like all of the just his favorite movies.
Mhm.
Like he's
They-
like, I'm the
well,
Terminator, and also
That's
I'm
true with
Final
his gear and
Fantasy.
everything.
Those
Yeah.
movies came out in Japan too, Jordan. So he did he picked some good stuff. Okay.
Listen, we needed something to talk. We can't just be only
I get it.
saying that Jay White is the great. He's incredible.
I love to disagree with you, and I
It's
often do.
It's
Yeah.
I
why
love
we
watching
have-
you two disagree.
Yeah. It's fun. That's what we do, you know?
Well, you are correct as
little
shit
banter.
though, Alicia. He gonna win the G1.
That would be
Let's see.
fucked.
It should
That would
be
be-
Osprey or Zach. It should be Kenta too, man.
All-
Kenta.
What's
All
interesting is
three.
I'm fine with all those choices. Exactly. I'm cool with all of those. That's kind of what I love about this. There's nowhere where I'm like, please, please, please don't give it, you know? I
Yeah.
feel like it's a really kind of interesting mix of people that have either, not that all of them haven't earned it, but people who are like, okay, that's an obvious choice and I'm cool with it, or hell yeah, like this is finally their time, they've earned it. So yeah, it's gonna be
For sure.
interesting to see where they take it. We'll simply be really mad that day we talk about the G1 winner.
I would almost bet money that Okada wins.
You're not confident.
I'm
You
not
think they're gonna
confident.
do it 2 years in a row?
It's him, man. It's like he's fucking
He-
Brad Pitt there. You know, it's like
He's
got-
Brad Pitt in here.
yeah, exactly. You got Brad Pitt working for your wrestling company. You make him the champion, you know?
He's so beautiful. And
He's the
so
sexiest man
talented.
alive.
We
He's a big In-N-Out burger guy, so he and I got that in common.
Oh my god, absolutely.
No
We
big
love-
deal.
He
Love a
gets
good
he gets
burger.
the mustard. He gets the good mustard.
He, he really does. I should send him my order and just help him.
See what he says.
Please tell us what he says on that.
Are you we got like a DM or something asking if we're gonna watch the ROH event this weekend. Are you guys excited
Oh.
for this at all?
No,
Has the
no.
build? Yeah.
I just think it's like it's an experiment, you know? Like this is their first show after the first one. This is kind of where they're like, all right, let's see how this plan is working out.
I just feel such indifference about it. I'm like, why do I just not care?
I mean, the
to
main
tune
attraction
into
is a
this?
rematch that happened on the last show.
Yeah, which is a little strange as well. At least bring something new if you're trying to draw people into this. You know, I'm just confused.
It's got what? It's Claudio and John Gresham
Claudio
for the
and
title,
Gresham.
though, isn't it? That
Here's what I found with Mr. Khan. When I'm watching a show that I'm not excited about, I have the best fucking time. Generally. So I'm sure it'll be a great show. By the end of it, I'm sure it'll end and we'll be like, well, hot damn.
Yeah.
They done did it again. But in terms of build and like getting buys, I don't know if the same magic is there from the last show, but how could it be? It was WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah, it's a different buzz.
Yeah.
It always has a different vibe surrounding that.
It feels like maybe after that first one, like this should have been the time to, build the new TV show, whatever the ROH TV show is going to be.
I think they're doing for now. It's like a OGTNA type deal where it was only pay-per-views.
All right.
Either you remember Jordan, you weren't there. Alicia, do you remember that era?
No, but the fact that I like what you're comparing it to, if it's just going to be strictly pay-per-views rather than an actual weekly or episodic thing, that's an interesting way to go about it. Because also when you think about the draws that they were having and whatnot, I don't know how much the affiliation is going to help. Like that'll be interesting to see too going forward, and just in terms of a business stance, like the cross promotion and the investment in characters who they end up pushing and all that kind of shit. But
it just feels like when you're watching Dynamite and there's like a designated Ring of Honor, like when Sanjay Dutt and Jay Lethal come on, they're like, let me tell you, Samoa Joe, there's something about it that
it's forced.
It's forced in the way that you're like, I didn't put this show on. This wasn't. But I'm a OG Ring of Honor guy, so like Jay Lethal, I'm a Jay Lethal day one fucking lifer. Yeah. So I respect anything he does. I'm with him till the end of the line. But yeah, I just wonder what the plan is all.
Yeah. I mean, do you think that there's any way that Claudio doesn't win the belt? Do you think there's any way that John Gresham beats him?
Gresham is in the Tully Blanchard team now.
What?
Yeah. He did a heel turn. It's him and Brian Cage and those guys that had their mouths open really wide on that promo shot. Where they're like,
Brian Cage?
I gotta pull this. I wonder if I can.
I didn't even know Cage was doing stuff again. Because I know for a while they put him on the side, and then he was all that.
I don't know.
Shit.
I think he's ROH now. He's Ring of Honor.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, Alicia and I are learning. We're here to learn right now.
I haven't even seen this barely promote. That's very interesting.
All right.
All right. I gotta pull this picture up somehow. Oh, you guys won't be able to see it.
I have our YouTube pulled up.
Okay, I'm just gonna add the image to the thing. This blew my mind. This is the other two guys in the Tully Blanchard team.
Okay.
And I don't think they know why you open your mouth really wide in a promo picture. So here it is. And it's not like they're yelling. Do you see it? On the YouTube?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. We got
the people are saying
the regular.
It's going out in a second. But they're just they're not yelling. They're just opening their mouths as wide as they can and flexing.
I see it.
And I think it's
okay. There we are.
I am obsessed with this. Because it's just, and it's like the photographer was like, wider.
Are we trying? It doesn't read as yelling. It does read as like a doctor making you go ah.
Or that.
Say ah.
Yeah. I just love it. I'm obsessed with it. So I hope they are the world champions, both of them, soon.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Just because of that.
Just because of the dentist promo, as we call it in my house. Well, we thank you so much for joining us at Cotton Eye Wrestling. we have we've had the best time, and we will see you next Monday, everybody. Bye.